Good afternoon, everyone. How's it going? Welcome to the Resource Roundup with me, Reyes. I just messed up my name, Reyes. Uh, it's a good way to end the year, really, just messing up your own name, but we'll work with that. And so I hope you're having a good end to your year. If you haven't been here before, I'm Reyes Ramirez. I am the program's coordinator for Fresh Arts. What we do is, we're arts nonprofit, particularly based out of Houston, Texas, but through channels such as this. If you're watching this from outside of Houston, clearly our reach has extended beyond that. And so I still hope that the information provided here today, which is deadlines, information, and tips on grant opportunities, job opportunities, resources, and we hope to give you some insight into them, we know that it's tough to research these things, and so we hope to cut some of that work out and at least add in kind of a workflow or a way for you to look at these things in a way that's at least successful for you, as it has been for me. And so if you have been here before, welcome back. I hope you're well. I hope you've been well. And so today we have a ton of information because it is the end of the year. There's tons of deadlines, and we're trying to pick the best ones out. But as always, you can visit our website, and I'll get to that in a minute. But again, we're just going to speed through these things because there's so many deadlines. But first things first, I do want to bring up that season 1 of our podcast is still up. All the episodes are out, and that you can listen to that anytime. All 6 episodes, and we have amazing guests from Gonzo 247 to Ashley De Hoyos to Justin Garcia to Isa Fernandez Rojas, talking about a wide range of things, especially in regards to the dilemmas a lot of contemporary artists go through today, such as whether or not you should move to another city for your art, or if you should change, I suppose, if you should change your practice and include representation, right? We have John V. Folmsby and Francis Armanderez talk about that one. And so we hope they're really pertinent questions to you, as it was for us, because we get questions asked about a lot of these topics. And so check it out, give it a good listen. You'll also get some fun tidbits from the artists about their favorite restaurants, which artists they're looking at, or who they love. And so again, check that out. Listen to it anytime if you're looking for something for the holidays to do while your roast is cooking or something. So totally tune into that. And then another thing I want to bring up is so I'm going to do my quick artist fashion shout out just because I love local artists and I love buying stuff from them. So this time I'm going to talk about Honey Bones, who's an artist that I love in Houston. She does these really cool drawings and yeah, there you go. And so this one is from Kill Bill, the character Gogo Yubari, played by Chiaki. I forgot her last name, but she's great in the movie. And so, yeah, Honey Bones created like this really awesome sweat shirt that's warm and it's great and it's awesome. So buy local, buy from artists this season. With the economy and with coronavirus, artists really do need your help. And so one way that you can look up artists is going to our registry. There, just peruse their profiles, look through them, and see who's selling stuff. And again, buy local as much as you can this season. The artists will appreciate that. The money goes to them, and so that's really one of the best ways we can support our local economy and our local artists is by buying from them. So check out our Fresh Arts Registry. It is freshartsregistry.org. So go there when you get a chance. And so the first thing I want to talk about, I'm going to share my screen so that you can see is Fresh Arts is actually going to call back to its roots. And we're going to, let me just hide that. Very good. So we are doing a Fresh Arts Space Activation Residency, what we're calling the Space Taking Artist Residency Program, or STAR. And if you've known Fresh Arts for a while, you know that it was formerly known as Space Taker. And so we're going back to our roots in a way, we're calling back to it, and we're going to start a residency program. So what it is that you get If you're chosen, we're seeking proposals, but we're trying to activate a space within the Sawyer Arts campus, the gallery in Winter Street. What we're going to do is we're going to activate we're going to ask 3 artists or collectives to activate the space by filling it with art, with programming. That can either be virtual, hybrid, or in person, as long as it follows all safety protocols. But you get $2,400 to activate the space. And you're also going to get help from the staff and an artist mentor to do that. So you get 1,800 square feet of gallery space. So this is a really exciting program. I know I interned for Space Taker when it was Space Taker, and the person running it, or rather administering it, Angela Carranza, my colleague, she led the exhibition program back when it was Space Taker, and when it was in the Winter Street Studios, which we've returned to, funny enough. And so this is a really great opportunity. The deadline is Sunday, January 10th, which seems like a long time away, but the sooner you get this started, the better. And that's going to be a reoccurring theme throughout this episode of Resource Roundup. The sooner you complete an application or get things ready, really the less that deadline seems to matter, right? You want to get into a groove of when you can complete something before the deadline. So when the deadline reaches, it's a lot more calm. You can correct any mistakes. But in this context, again, check out the Space Taking Artist Residency Program powered by Fresh Arts. The only really thing is that you have to live within the Houston area. You can't be enrolled in an art-related degree program, and individual artists or artist teams, collectives, and group proposals are welcome. So definitely check that out. All right, so the first thing we're going to discuss is the Red Bull Arts Microgrant program. So it says December 31st, but pay no mind to that. It's a rolling deadline. Essentially, I've been mentioning this because, again, if you read the rules, you can say it says if you've applied in the past and were not selected, you're encouraged to reapply. So even if you applied in November, and if you applied this month and you don't get it, apply in January first thing. As soon as you can, January 1st, 2nd, 3rd, right? Again, like you want to get into the practice of normalizing applying for things, because then that way it takes less time out of your schedule and it's way less daunting. You want to get into that practice of deadlines, and applications are just like kind of things you move through, right? Instead of struggling with. And so this one's for $1,000, and they give it to 2 artists per month. Again, if you didn't get it, keep applying until you get it, or until they stop offering the program. So it says December 31st. That means if I'll check on December 31st if they're still offering this program, and if they are, then I'll change the deadline forward. So again, just keep this on your radar. If you haven't applied yet, or even if you have and you don't get it, do it again in January. Up next, we have Mercury Chamber Orchestra Patient Relations Manager. So this is a job opportunity working with the Mercury Chamber Orchestra. This is kind of like the front of house, I believe. Kind of like, yeah, you do connections with patrons, fundraising data, communicating with people. So if you're into that, doing ticket sales, if you have experience with that or want to get into that, definitely recommend checking this out. That is due Friday, December 18th, which is tomorrow. So get on it. Up next, we have Pilot Dance Project Call for Participants. They are doing performance, and it has a short rehearsal process and digital performance piece. And so this is I think this one even says that you don't need to have prior movement experience, right? So if you're looking to get into the dance or performance world, definitely check this out. If you're a student, a fan, they're encouraging you. Even if you have even barely an experience, you can do this. So again, it's a nice entryway. Pilot Dance Project is awesome. I believe it is directed by a favorite of mine, Adam Castaneda, who is a really great arts figure in Houston. and that is due Sunday, December 20th. Up next, we have the Hustletown Cineflow Festival. Call for submissions. And so this one is interesting in that it's the early bird deadline is the 26th, and it's $10. The regular deadline is in January. So we'll probably give you a reminder then, but then the price will go up to submit. And so what this is that this is a film festival for films that explore the moving body and movement form beyond the typical stage performance and social media content creation. And so this really emphasizes dance films created during the COVID-19 pandemic, and films created in Houston, Texas. So definitely check this out if you're a filmmaker or if you're interested in getting to film. Submit to this. It's administered by Fresh Arts favorite Y.E. Torres. So if you know her aesthetic, you know her style, you know it's going to be a good show. So check this out. Up next, we have Roxane Gay, the famed author Roxane Gay. If you don't know her, check her work out. She's amazing. Probably one of the better American writers that are doing their work today. If you don't know, check her out. Again, she is doing a call for submissions where she is paying essayists a flat fee of $2,000 per submission. The thing is that there is no deadline, and she really indicate one, so you can jump on it today. If you haven't already, jump on it. And so what's really cool about this one is that this is for emerging writers. And so where's that language? But in essence, it's for emerging writers. There you go. Submissions are only open to emerging writers. You can only have 3 publications or fewer in no books or book contracts. So I think that's a really cool stipulation in that it's for people really just starting out their careers who are eligible for this $2,000. So if you are getting into essay writing, or if you're an essayist and you have not gotten anything picked up, absolutely check this one out. Get that money. And do it fast, as fast as you can. We don't know really when this will end. Up next, we have the Mccall Center for Art and Innovation, Artists in Residence. This is in Charlotte, North Carolina. And they are interested in artists, particularly in drawing, painting, sculpture, photography, film, video, new media, design, or interdisciplinary practices. So writers, I'm afraid not. I'm trying to think of others that would not be eligible. I think it seems mostly for the literary that is not for, which is fine. But like in terms of for people who are eligible for this, that's $35 application fee, which isn't great, but it's also not bad. It's definitely not the worst, especially considering the rewards, which is $6,000 stipend, a furnished apartment, 24 access to a private studio, participation in a group show, and all kinds of other little benefits that really go a long way. And so if you fall under any of these practices, absolutely check this out and apply. That is due at the end of the year, December 31st. And you can complete, it seems, the residency or the residencies in August and December of next year. Up next, we have Poets and Writers Readings and Workshops grant. So they are still going through with these grants. I received one actually to put on a reading series myself. So I can verify and say that they give you the money. They send you the check. They're fairly easy to work with, and in the context of a digital landscape, right? In terms of using the mail to get you your checks and stuff like that. So they are very responsive, and they're cool in my experience. And so they're offering grants for readings and workshops, and they're going to have even more programs next year. So if you don't even have anything planned right now, again, like I said, it's December 31st, but really it's year round. So on December 31st, I'm probably going to check on this again. And if they're still doing it, I'm going to extend it. But this is definitely for sure going to keep happening. So keep an eye on this grant. If you're doing a workshop or a reading, or if you've even been thinking of one or kicking one around, definitely check this grant out and get that money to put on a reading or a workshop. And it's usually up to $500, which is a pretty good chunk of change to read some poems. Up next, we have 2 job opportunities, again, from writers in the schools. They are looking for a full-time program associate to handle those workshops for the youth and work with the WITS programming team. It's a really great program. I've taught in this program before, and it was super cool, super rewarding. And this is due Friday, January 1st at 10 a.m. So first thing in the new year, you've got some time. And they are also offering a position for a development associate. So this is for fundraising, raising money to put on that programming, data collection, entry, maintenance, all that good stuff, which I can't do. But if you can, get in there. That, again, is also due January 1st, Friday at 10 a.m. Up next, we have Art League Houston's Healing Art Program, which is famed, which is great. It's run by Epi Chad, a favorite of not only myself, but of Fresh Arts. And so you know that she puts on good work. And so this is probably one of the really great, amazing highlight of the Art League Houston programming and things that they offer. And so this is a program that is that serves adults living with other severe illnesses such as cancer, multiple sclerosis, fibromyalgia, and physical disabilities. And so this is, if you know anyone, if you are an artist that suffer or that has any of these conditions, this program is for you, and it's amazing, and the art that's put out from it is great. We've had some artists that have gone through this program, and their art is great. So definitely check this out if you qualify. It is free. It is due Sunday, January 3rd. Up next, we have Texas Institute of Letters literary contests. So if you're a writer, they mainly focus on books. So if you published a book this year, they have book awards. If you didn't, they offer contest rewards for short story and nonfiction essays, articles, all that good stuff as well. And so this is the Texas Institute of Letters. The thing is, you have to mail it. You have to mail your work, print it out, or your books. You have to mail copies to committee members. So jump on this today. It's for pretty good chunks of change for each contest. For example, the short story and the short nonfiction awards, you get $1,000 each if you win any of them. So check this out, and again, do it today or get on it today, because it needs to make it there by that deadline to each committee member. Up next, we have the Texas Vignette Artist Grant Program. This is a program primarily for women or women identifying artists of all disciplines. If you get it, you get $2,000 and invited to participate in an auxiliary program that Texas Vignette puts on. So this is primarily for visual arts, cinema arts, crafting arts, artists. So it's of all disciplines within the visual arts umbrella. So if you qualify for this, this is due Monday, January 4th. The application doesn't seem too difficult, but again, one of those things of the sooner you do it, the better. Up next, we have the UT Austin Early Career Fellowship in Creative Writing for fiction, young adult fiction, creative nonfiction, or screenwriting. They are offering this really, really cool and unique program where you essentially, if you get this, you pretty much just live in Austin for 3 years, and they give you a full-time job with benefits and all kinds of different funds. So really, once you get this, you're pretty much set for the next 3 years. And they also have a track where once you complete that fellowship, they will consider hiring you for an open tenure track position, right? So again, if you get this, you're set for a while. So that's why I put this on here. I know it's only for fiction, young adult fiction, creative nonfiction, or screenwriting, but that's just way too good to not tell people about. So it's free to apply. This is a good one in terms of it doesn't really require a letters of recommendation right now. So really, like, it's just on you to provide the materials. So get in there. And this is for particularly people who write in those fields and explore Latinx, African American, Native American, and Indigenous and or Asian American expressive cultures. So they're trying to keep it diverse. That is due Friday, January 8th. Up next, we have a job opportunity from our neighbors in the Sawyer Yards campus, PhotoFest. They are looking for a manager of engagement and communications. This is due Friday, January 8th. And so they're looking for someone to do creative marketing and communications. I believe it's a full-time job. And so if you're looking for it, if you're into photography, if you're into community engagement, definitely check this out. And again, this is due Friday, January 8th at 9 a.m. Up next, we have the Gulf South Writer in the Woods by a program of A Studio in the Woods and the New Orleans Center for Gulf South. This is a really cool program, and that they want to support Black, Indigenous, Latinx, Asian American, people of color, speculative fiction writers working in prose, poetry, and stage screenwriting. They especially want to consider Southern voices and underrepresented communities in the South, and particularly in the Gulf South. So the Gulf South, if you don't know, this is a new term to me even. It's essentially the part of the South that reaches, that touches the Gulf, right? So from Texas to Florida, right? In any of those kind of states that border the sea. And so this is a really great program because you get $5,000, a 6-week residency at A Studio in the Woods, and you get access to Tulane University's library, their special collections, and staff support from presenting our partners. So if you're writing about the Gulf South in a speculative fiction way, definitely do this. And if you are applying, I'm applying to this just because this is awesome. I've already finished my application. So if you need help, or if you know anyone who is, and they want a second set of eyes, I'm more than happy to trade applications. We can give each other feedback because this is too good of an opportunity to pass up. So it is free. And it is due Friday, January 8th. And then finally, we have Art Space 111, Call for Muralists. The thing about this, though, it's in Dallas. So if you're a Houston artist and you visit Dallas often, or you don't mind making the drive to Dallas, this is a cool opportunity to do a mural in the Dallas area, because the total project is $8,000. I don't know if that's good for muralists. I wish I could say it sounds pretty good, $8,000. I think for me, I paid something for $8,000. And so I think that's a really good budget. Again, if you visit Dallas a lot, or if you know people in Dallas, or if you just want to go and do art in Dallas, definitely check this one out. This is a large-scale mural on a building. So all the info is here. This application is due Friday, January 15th. All right, and there you go. That's it for today. I mean, I know that was a lot, but there's even more. And to see that information, you're always welcome to visit our website at fresharts.org and go to our opportunity board to get a jump on even more deadlines towards the end of January and February. And so, though we'll be going over them next month in the Resource Roundup, again, the sooner you get a jump on these applications, the sooner you start thinking about them, the sooner you start getting your materials together for them, the better. Because again, like even now, I'm done with like some applications, but I still have to like sit on them and edit them and read them through to make sure that they're right? Because when you do things last minute, that just increases the chances of you making a mistake. So you don't want to put yourself in that position. You definitely don't want to get kicked out of a application pool because you missed something, right? That's the worst. And so start working on these things now. Visit our Artist Opportunity Board to get a jump on any deadlines we didn't talk about, because there's just so much information. And so go through that. And really, that's about it for now. What I want to do is I want to welcome my colleague, Angela Carranza, so we can wish you a happy new year, happy holidays, Please, Angela, whenever you're ready. And you're on mute.
Hi, Reyes.
So I just want to say happy holidays, happy New Year to all the people watching or the people who will watch this. Angela, you got anything? I just want to say Angela's in the background. She's at the Fresh Arts office. She's producing and makes this what this resource roundup is. It couldn't be possible without her. So thank you, Angela. And I want to thank the audience. And again, I hope you get all the money. I hope you get all the opportunities, and we hope you do too. So let us know if you ever get any of them, so we can sing about you. But yeah, so see y'all later. Have a good year. Happy New Year. We'll see you next time. So see ya.
See ya.